Hey everyone, this is Millennial Investor here with an update on my stock portfolio using Robinhood. And Robinhood's just something I started recently using and it's been great. You can use it on the go, it's on your phone so you can check your stocks whenever you want to. And it's been a good experience so far. So just to recap at my starting point was $12,468. That was approximately 2 months ago. And pretty much with each and every paycheck, I take at least a couple $100 and I invest it into Robinhood so that I can hopefully build up a bigger and bigger stock portfolio, as well as some other investments. But I was at 12,468, and let's go ahead and show you where I'm at now. Okay, and here's an update of where I am right now. You'll notice right away that the money has jumped up considerably. I'm about $6,000 higher than I was 2 months ago, and the majority of that has been reinvestment. It does definitely look like there's something happening right here, right now with the aftermarket hours. I usually don't see a drop this big, but I'm guessing one of my stocks might be having some issues right now. But let's go ahead and just take a look at where I'm currently at. So let's see what I'm invested in. LTC, 22 shares and good. And something else I've done recently, but I'll change this back. Instead of just seeing the current value, because that doesn't give me enough information about the stock, I typically switch it to the overall percent change. So I can know right away if a stock's being good or not so good. And for the most part, a lot of them are doing good to decent, but there are a couple that are probably on the opposite spectrum of that. So Stag, HGT, CRT, a number of these also have increased in shares because if you're performing well, I might purchase more shares, or if you're at a discount, I might purchase some more shares. So GE, I'm at 97 shares, Kohl's 25, Intel's been doing pretty good lately. This one, the tanker group, not doing the best right now. I'm not sure if I should pull out of that. It's not a huge amount of money, but I'm just going to pretty much just stick with it and commit. Mylan, that EpiPen company, not doing the greatest right now, but I figure that that's going to eventually change, or I could just invest in them at a discount. So yeah. You'll notice that I have done what a lot of people are calling extreme diversification. A lot of people think that's foolish. I mean, if you're not paying any fees on any of these things, then who really cares? I'm just looking for positive returns, good dividends, things like that. Um, okay, so it looks like my drop most likely is happening because of Disney. This aftermarket drop, let's take a look at that. Yeah, so it looks like each share has dropped about $4, which if I had more money right now would be a good investment point. And that's probably why I'm down $100 in the aftermarket. But it's Disney, they make a lot of great movies, they have a lot of good shows, they have a lot of great amusement parks, among other things. So I do feel like that's eventually going to turn around and turn around drastically. Okay, and then I got some singletons here. Verizon's probably been one of my better performing stocks. I only do own 4 shares of that, but they've been really good these past couple months. And then the Chesapeake Energy Company, a stock that I used to like a lot, hasn't really been performing that well. But even though they're negative on the book value, I I believe that will hopefully change. And if not, it's not a huge amount of money. I think it's about $500. So we'll find out what happens there. On AMD, and AMD actually turned around quite a bit. I think I was up 12 or so percent with AMD, and then like within the course of a week, they just like lost all their progress. Okay, and yeah, I've invested in Medtronic, things like that as well. So yeah, that's my entire portfolio. I believe last month I had about $70 worth of dividends. So I am kind of going with a dividend heavy approach here. I'm going to change to the last price so you can actually see the price of these. So you can kind of see where they're all at. And then I'm also going to It's a lot of diversification. I'm also going to change over to the total equity. So you can see what I have invested in each. So Chesapeake, I have about $450. I think the big hitters are General Electric, GE, and Disney. So Disney's at 2,500. General Mills, AT&T, Kohl's has 1,000. This banking company has 1,000. 2,500 for GE. Realty stock, and so on and so forth. So that's where I'm kind of at right now. 18,000. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the dividends. Okay, so here are the dividends for the past couple of months, and you can kind of see that there are a lot coming through, different amounts, different quantities, and I'm just really hoping to build up these numbers, hopefully gain some momentum, and then hopefully being able to reinvest over and over again. So there is no drip service with Robinhood. You got to reinvest these manually, so you will have to take a loss each year based on your gains. But these are all the dividends I kind of have coming in. Some of them are pretty small right now, but some of them are starting to get large. So, it just takes time and patience, and these will eventually, kind of build their way up there. So I think if I just continue with this strategy, taking money, investing it, and not really pulling anything out, and just continuously reinvest and reinvest, then eventually the compound interest will pull through, and I'll have some pretty good months. So I'm going to switch back to the original page, because you're probably asking like, okay, it's been 2 months, but if we do the 1 month stat, where am I at? So here's a 1 month flashback, and you can see that I am up $232, or roughly 1.3%, using the strategy I've been using now. So I think that's going to continue and continue to grow my money, and with dividends, I'm looking at some decent returns hopefully throughout the course of the year. Okay, so that's my stock portfolio using Robinhood. If you have any questions or strategies, feel free to let me know. I'll take everything into consideration, even if I don't actually implement it. Okay, this little millennial investor signing out. Peace.